Most people think swimming pools are the safest places to relax, but some pools could easily kill you with just one mistake. Imagine standing at the edge of a calm blue hole, not knowing that over 150 divers never came back out. Picture swimming near a peaceful lava rock pool, and out of nowhere, a giant wave slams you into the sharp rocks. Or climbing down a wet, slippery ladder into a hidden paradise, only to fall 100 feet straight down. Now, imagine diving into a pool and finding yourself face to face with giant alligators swimming just inches away behind a thin layer of glass. We will show you pools where even Olympic-level divers lost their lives. Places where one wrong step means a fall, a drowning, a deadly encounter with predators, or being dragged into the open sea. These are the most terrifying pools where death is just one slip away, and they are way scarier than you think. Let's dive in. Nemo 33. At first glance, Nemo 33 in Brussels, Belgium, looks like a diver's dream. Warm water, no heavy equipment needed, and a clean indoor setup. But this pool is 113 feet, or 34.5 meters deep. Deeper than a 10-story building, and mistakes here can cost lives. Opened in 2004, it was designed by diving expert John Bernaerts. But even professionals can struggle if they're careless. At such depths, pressure increases sharply. A fast or careless ascent could lead to decompression sickness, known as the bends, which can cause paralysis or death. In fact, freediver legends like Guillaume Neri have often warned that even elite divers need strict self-control and training to handle deep underwater environments. While no mass deaths have been publicly recorded at Nemo 33, the hidden danger lies in the overconfidence. It's a chilling reminder. Even in a man-made pool, depth plays by the same brutal rules as the open ocean. The Blue Hole, Dahab, Egypt. Nicknamed the Divers' Cemetery, the Blue Hole off the coast of Dahab, Egypt is one of the deadliest dive spots on Earth. A simple sinkhole at first glance, it plunges over 328 feet or 100 meters deep. With an underwater arch at about 170 feet that tempts divers to swim through. More than 150 lives have been lost here, including professional divers. One of the most chilling stories is of Yuri Lipsky, an experienced Russian diver who captured his own death on a helmet camera in 2000 after suffering from nitrogen narcosis. His footage later became a grim lesson for the diving community about the dangers of deep dives without strict control. Many who die here lose their sense of direction, their judgment clouded by pressure-induced narcosis, a condition known as the martini effect, where every 10 meters feels like drinking a strong martini. Today, metal plaques bearing names and memories of lost divers sit near the shore. A permanent reminder that even the world's most beautiful places can be deadly traps. Queen's Bath, Hawaii, USA. Queen's Bath on the island of Kauai may look like a natural paradise, but it's a death trap for the unwary. This stunning tide pool carved out of lava rock fills with water from ocean waves, offering a peaceful swim until the next rogue wave hits. Out of nowhere, massive waves up to 15 feet or 4.5 meters tall can crash into the bath, slamming swimmers against volcanic rock and dragging them back into the ocean. Between 1970 and 2012, at least 30 people were confirmed to have died here, and the number continues to grow. Hawaii's local rescue teams frequently warn tourists. especially during winter months when surf conditions are roughest. One of the most heartbreaking incidents occurred in 2008, when a father was swept out to sea while trying to save his daughter. His body was never recovered. Queen's Bath has warning signs all around it now, but every year people still underestimate the sheer power of nature. Here, the ocean doesn't give second warnings. Tosua Ocean Trench, Samoa. In the heart of Lotofaga village in Samoa, Tosua Ocean Trench looks like a scene from a fantasy movie. A crystal-clear natural pool hidden deep inside a giant sinkhole. But to get there, you have to climb down a 100-foot or 30 meters steep wooden ladder that's often slippery from the ocean spray and tropical humidity. There's no harness, no protective gear, just your hands and feet clinging to wet wood. Many visitors have lost their grip mid-climb, leading to broken bones or worse. Falling from that height directly into shallow rocks or the sides of the trench can easily be fatal. Once inside the pool, powerful underwater currents connected to the ocean can pull swimmers unexpectedly. Local stories even talk about strong swimmers being sucked toward underwater caves if they're not careful. Tosua isn't just a magical swim, it's a real test of balance, bravery, and respect for nature.
Crocosaurus Cove, Australia. Now imagine diving into a pool, but you're sharing the water with massive saltwater crocodiles, some over 16 feet, 5 meters long. That's exactly what happens at Crocosaurus Cove in Darwin, Australia, home to the famous Cage of Death experience. Tourists are lowered into a pool inside a clear acrylic box, face to face with some of the world's largest and most aggressive reptiles. Even though the cage is built to withstand attacks, there have been scary moments. In 2011, one of the cages malfunctioned mid-experience, leaving participants stuck underwater longer than expected. Luckily, they were rescued without injury, but it sparked big safety concerns. Saltwater crocodiles can bite with a force of over 3,700 pounds per square inch, more than enough to crush bone. So even the thick walls of the cage feel terrifyingly thin when a 1,500-pound croc slams against it. Crocosaurus Cove offers a thrill few dare to experience, and one mistake could make it your last swim. Sac Actun Cenote, Mexico. Deep in the Yucatan Peninsula, Sac Actun, meaning White Cave in Mayan, is part of the largest underwater cave system in the world. It stretches over 226 miles, 364 kilometers underground, and Nendalder over an endless labyrinth of tunnels, narrow passageways, and underwater chambers. Diving here is breathtaking, but also dangerously deceptive. The water is so clear it can distort distance and depth, causing divers to get disoriented. Several deaths have occurred due to running out of air while getting lost in the maze-like system. One famous story in 2012 involved 2 divers who entered the caves without a certified guide. They became hopelessly lost, and only one body was ever recovered. Even seasoned cave divers consider Sac Actun one of the most complex and risky dives on Earth. A single wrong turn, a kicked-up cloud of sediment blocking visibility, or underestimating air consumption can mean you're never coming back out. Jacob's Well, Texas, USA. Jacob's Well looks peaceful on the surface, a clear, spring-fed pool surrounded by limestone in Wimberley, Texas. But underneath, it hides a deadly secret, a network of underwater tunnels that have claimed several lives. The main opening is only about 12 feet, 3.7 meters wide. But it descends vertically for 30 feet before branching off into tight, winding passageways. Many divers have gone in and never returned since the 1970s. At least 9 confirmed deaths have happened here, with others reported missing. The underwater caves are filled with narrow squeezes, sharp rocks, and hidden chambers that can trap even the most experienced divers. Visibility can drop to 0 if sediment gets stirred up, leaving divers blind and panicked. In fact, signs posted near the entrance read blunt warnings like, "Stop, prevent your death, go no further." Isn't just a Texas landmark, it's a silent grave for those who underestimate it. Infinity Pool at Marina Bay Sands, Singapore. High above Singapore's skyline, the Infinity Pool at Marina Bay Sands looks like pure luxury. But if you have a fear of heights, it's the stuff of nightmares. Stretching over 490 feet, 150 meters long, it sits on the rooftop of a 57-story building, towering nearly 656 feet, 200 meters above the ground. There's no visible barrier when you're in the water. The pool edge drops off into the skyline, giving you the chilling feeling you might just swim off the building. Of course, there's a hidden catchment area to catch the water. At the edge still feels like staring into open air. In 2020, a man was arrested after scaling part of the rooftop structure for a daredevil stunt, showing just how dangerous things can get when boundaries are pushed, even though safety measures are strong. Just one slip, one heart-pounding panic attack could turn a dream swim into a tragedy. Homestead Crater, Utah, USA. Hidden inside a 55-foot tall limestone dome in Midway, Utah. And the Homestead Crater offers a surreal swimming and diving experience. It's a geothermal spring formed over 10,000 years ago, and the water stays a balmy 90 to 96 degrees Fahrenheit, or 32 to 36 degrees Celsius year-round. But make no mistake, once you're inside, it's eerily dark, claustrophobic, and drops down 65 feet, 20 meters, into murky depths. Visibility is limited, and there's no easy escape once you're underwater inside the cavern. In 2010, a diver tragically died here after getting separated from his group and running out of air. Experienced divers warn that the warmth can lull you into relaxing too much, making you less aware of your depth and oxygen levels. The heavy, still air inside the dome also creates a strange, pressure-filled feeling, making breathing harder for some people even before entering the water. It's a rare combination of beauty and danger lurking just beneath the surface. Red Pool at the Library Hotel, Thailand. Imagine stepping into a pool where the water isn't blue, it's blood red. That's exactly what you see at the Library Hotel on Koh Samui Island, Thailand. The effect comes from deep red, orange, and yellow mosaic tiles, not dye. But psychologically, it's deeply disturbing. The red color gives swimmers the feeling of bathing in blood, which has caused panic attacks and quick exits, especially at night when the pool looks even darker. While it's safe in terms of water quality, the design has created real hazards too. In 2018, a tourist slipped at the edge of the red-tiled pool because depth perception was thrown off by the dark coloring. Some guests report feeling disoriented or unsure of how deep the pool is when entering. Psychologists say colors like deep red can trigger fight-or-flight responses, and this pool proves it. Even if you know it's just tiles, your brain screams otherwise. Sunway Lagoon, Surf Beach, Malaysia. Sunway Lagoon's surf beach in Malaysia is one of the largest man-made surf pools in the world. Capable of generating 8-foot, 2.4-meter high artificial waves. While it's designed for fun, it has also caused serious accidents. The powerful waves can knock swimmers off balance, and shallow spots hidden under the surface have caused sprains, fractures, and concussions. In 2015, a major accident occurred when a malfunction caused larger than normal waves to hit, injuring several guests at once. The wave machines are strong enough to move thousands of gallons of water in seconds, and if you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, you could be swept under or slammed into the hard bottom. Lifeguards are everywhere, but even they sometimes struggle to spot people quickly when the surf is high and the pool is packed. It looks like a beach party, but it can turn into chaos in just seconds. Bondi Icebergs Pool, Australia. At first, Bondi Icebergs Pool looks like a dream. A saltwater swimming pool carved right into Sydney's iconic Bondi Beach. But this pool is no gentle place to swim. Massive ocean waves constantly crash over the pool's walls, flooding it with freezing seawater. Swimmers here aren't just battling cold temperatures. They risk getting smashed by rogue waves that can suddenly leap the pool's barriers. In rough conditions, the force is so strong that people have been thrown onto the rocks or sucked back into the open ocean. One viral incident in 2016 showed a giant wave wiping out several swimmers and nearly dragging them out to sea. Lifeguards patrol constantly, but when nature decides to hit hard, even they can struggle to keep up. At Bondi Icebergs, you're not just swimming against the tide. You're battling the full force of the ocean itself. San Alfonso del Mar, Chile. San Alfonso del Mar, located in Algarrobo, Chile, holds the Guinness World Record for the largest swimming pool by area, stretching over 3,300 feet, 1 kilometer, and containing 66 million gallons of water. It's more like a man-made sea than a pool, but its beauty hides real danger. The pool reaches depths of over 115 feet, 35 meters in places, deeper than most recreational scuba limits. And small boats and kayaks are allowed inside. In 2010, a tourist drowned while kayaking after falling into the deeper section without a life jacket. Rescue teams pointed out that the pool's sheer size and depth made it much harder to perform quick rescues compared to normal pools. Just because the water looks calm doesn't mean it's safe. San Alfonso del Mar reminds everyone that even artificial seas can carry very real risks. Y40 Deep Joy, Italy. Y40 Deep Joy in Montegrotto, Terme, Italy, is the world's deepest thermal pool, a terrifying 137 feet, 42 meters, straight down. Designed for scuba diving, free diving, and training, it's so deep that you can find underwater caves and suspended platforms inside it. But with that depth comes serious danger. Even highly trained divers have suffered nitrogen narcosis here, where the brain becomes confused due to high-pressure nitrogen absorption, leading to fatal mistakes. In 2019, an experienced diver blacked out during a deep practice session and had to be rushed to a hyperbaric chamber. He survived, but his story spread quickly through the diving community as a chilling reminder: even the best aren't immune. At Y40, you're not just swimming. You're entering a place where physics, pressure, and even your own body can betray you if you lose focus for even a second. Thanks for watching. Next time you see a pool, think twice. See you soon on SNOTREAL.
The Devil's Pool. Imagine swimming right up to the very edge of one of the biggest waterfalls in the whole world, Victoria Falls. That's exactly what happens at the Devil's Pool, sitting between Zambia and Zimbabwe. In the dry season, when the Zambezi River runs low, a rock cliff just under the water creates a calm area where people can swim without being immediately swept over the 355-foot or 108-meter drop. But it's far from safe. Even slight misjudgments or playful slips can send someone past the rock barrier. And there's no saving you once the river grabs you. At least one tour guide died saving a tourist here in 2009, and several tourist deaths have been reported, unofficially, though authorities tend to keep numbers quiet to protect tourism. Travel advisories often warn about the dangers. Yet every year, thrill seekers crawl to the edge, peering down into the misty abyss. One viral video even shows a woman almost slipping out of a guide's grip as she looks over the fall's edge. At Devil's Pool, there's no second chances.